Hello, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for competitive exams like CFA, FRM, and SCR. So today we have with us one of our students who has been able to clear the SCR exam in the last October 2023. And he's going to be talking about his journey of preparing for the exam, the challenges that he faced, and what was the overall way that he managed to clear the exam. So we have with us Natraj. So Natraj, thank you very much for joining in. And if you can give a brief about yourself to the audience.
Sure. Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone. Hello, my name is Natraj Korgaonkar, and currently I work in a MNC financial institution based out of Hyderabad. I have around 17 to 18 years of expertise in various fields, starting with financial operations, then pure finance, and then the last 8 years, 8 to 9 years, have been into risk, such as treasury risk, market risk, credit risk, operation risk, and currently climate risk. So that's been my journey. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, but now relocated to Hyderabad for work.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
and sorry, I just yeah, I mean, from a qualification perspective, I'm an MBA, done my FRM level 1 and CFA level 1, and just recently concluded my SCR exam for a certification.
Okay. Wonderful. So now, this was your first attempt for the exam? No, right? SCR exam?
No, yeah, I had given a couple of other attempts in the past, but unfortunately, there were various personal losses just before the exam, due to which
Okay.
I could not appear for the exam that time. And one attempt which I tried, I did not clear, so I reappeared for the October exam again.
Okay. Okay. And now when you were preparing for October, so when did you started? Which month you started your preparation?
So honestly, what happened was this year, April was when I was slated for my exam, and I started preparing for it in the month of Jan and Feb. Unfortunately, my father passed away just a week before the exam, so I could not give the exam. So in if you look from that perspective, I started in Jan,
Mhm.
and I was well prepared for my exam, but due to the event, I could not my personal loss, I could not attend. So I reappeared for the October exam, and I continued my preparation based on that. And parallelly, I also appeared for, I mean, not appeared, but in the sense, there were various free courses available on the internet.
Right.
TCMT itself offers around 6 to 7 free courses, and United Nations offers about 15 to 16 different free courses. So, in order to keep me motivated and prep and continue the same curriculum from a different format and a different way of learning, I used to appear for these exams. And these were like 1 hour, 2 hour of study, and then simultaneously give the exam. So because they were all correlated to the content in the textbook, it helped me a lot to continue my preparation for the SCR exam.
Perfect. Perfect. So you were doing it simultaneously with the core SCR material.
Yeah, on and off. So there used to be times where I was too heavily involved in work, or demotivated to continue SCR or some other challenges. So for that, I would switch on to Coursera and other avenues to look at what are the other parallel curriculums that are available related to sustainability and climate risk, and give those such that my SCR certification preparation also continues, and I get something else along with that. So
Got it.
I usually mix bag it.
Okay. But when I'm looking at the core SCR material, so you were going through that textbook. Okay. You had
Right.
also the access to the videos and the question bank. So what was your approach and how much time you were giving each day?
So my approach was I used to read the textbook and make some notes
Okay.
per page, or key pointers based on your videos, and then go back to the question bank, solve them, and if there were any queries, then I would again probably go back to some of your video pointers and clear my concepts. So that was the approach. And I think since Jan till April, I used to spend about an hour or 30 minutes to an hour on a daily basis.
Okay.
Most of the time, when I would drive to work, I would keep your video on and just listen to, whatever you're trying to talk about it. So just trying to, utilize some free time in my day-to-day office and personal work. And that's how I should do it. So to be very specific, at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day is what I would spend. And generally on weekends, I would just scroll through the textbook for 30 minutes to an hour. But the good factor for me was I continued, reading something or the other, or prepping up for, or reading some text on the internet, such that it allowed me to be, like to stick to the curriculum. So that was my approach.
Got
And
it.
of course, at the end, whenever I would conclude a particular topic reading it, I would appear for your mock question banks, as well as the question banks and the mock test available on the app.
So question bank means the chapter wise questions. So
Chapter wise, topic wise,
yeah,
yes,
so
that's
there are
right.
4 quizzes for each chapter that we had for the October exam. So you were doing what? So you were reading the textbook or suppose watching the video and then going and solving all the 4 together.
No, I generally used to do the question banks, one or two, but last week of the exam. So basically, I gave my exam on 21st October. That entire week I taken off. That's when I actually gave all the topics and the mocks almost every day in a go, which means I'll do
Okay.
4 topics, read the textbook, give 4 quizzes, then read the textbook, 4 quizzes,
Okay.
and that's how I followed through. And 21st was a Saturday, so I remember I gave the mock on Thursday, one mock on Thursday, one mock on Friday morning.
Okay. And what was the average score you were getting in those mocks?
Somewhere between, so I remember my first mock was around 65 to 70,
Okay.
and the second one was around 72 to 75 or
Uh, Correct out of 80.
correct out of 80, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And these mocks were Fintelligent mocks or the GARP sample paper?
Both. I have the
Okay.
GARP book as well, which was the mock exam. So both. But Fintelligent, I think I was scoring somewhere between 60 to 64. I remember first mock I scored 62 or 64, and the second one was 72.
Okay.
But on the contrary, when I went to the exam, I found the exam questions, like the Fintelligent mock questions were very specific. It had all the information that was required to solve these questions.
Mm-hmm.
But the exam, somewhere it was, you had to guess what they're trying to talk about,
Read
and
between the
then
line, basically.
between the lines, basically. So I think what happened was Fintelligent questions helped me to, you know, prepare an analog to the questions that appeared in the exam and relate to the topic. So that's how
Okay.
it became a little easier.
Okay. Okay. And then when you were going for the actual exam, the initial half an hour, how was it? I mean, were you able to manage the flow? What was the time? Was there a time constraint that you were looking at?
Yeah. So I think, no, I wouldn't say I think. The first 1 hour was very slow for me. Um,
Okay.
so I was able to solve, I think, 18 or 19 questions just in the first 1 hour. And then I had to pace up. In my exam, I had 3 to 4 calculation questions,
Okay.
and a couple of them were a mix of calculation and concept. And unfortunately for me, those came in the first 1 hour. So it took a little time. But thereafter, I was able to pace up. In the second half, I concluded all my 80 questions in 2 hours and 45 minutes odd, and I had about 10 to 12 minutes to again go through review. So that's
Okay.
where I use the time to again go back to the calculation question just to reassess that.
And so when we were solving, Did you got questions which were very lengthy?
Yes. The last
Case study.
the last case study was pretty lengthy. The challenge with the SCR exam on the computers, specifically the centers that I had, it had a small monitor, so which means you have to actually scroll a bit more, and
Okay.
in the pressure you sometimes lose a little connectivity, so you have to scroll up again, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down,
Okay.
and they used to give this plastic sheet with a hard marker. So and already the plastic sheet had a lot of marks because of it being used multiple times. So it was difficult to make notes of the case study, and so I had to actually ask for another rough plastic sheet so that I could use it. So that was one challenge that I recollected now. Thank you for coming back to the case study, because that's where making those fine points and then arriving at the calculation, the right answers took a little time.
Okay. But at the overall level, if you look at 80, how many questions you felt out of 80 were straightforward? Or how many were slightly manageable? How many were tough?
I think it was a mixed bag. Again, 25 to 30 odd were pretty straightforward. The medium, like a little complex, just to kind of take a step back, reread again, and uh, look out at the options, strike out what is not applicable. Uh, those were about 35 odd, and the remaining 10 to 15 were lengthier, or they were not direct in terms of the questions, or they were very close answers. Specifically in the net zero related topics, there were
Mhm.
some questions which were very close. The responses were very close to each other.
Okay. Okay. And then, so when you came out of the exam, what was the understanding? You were confident about the result, or what was the number in your mind?
So yeah, again, compared to the mock, I found the SCR exam slightly tougher, as I said, because the mock exams and mock questions were very direct and straightforward, while the GARP exam, SCR exam questions were something where you had to read between the lines,
Hmm.
remember multiple points to make correlation to the question, and then look at the answers. So I wasn't 100% sure that I may clear, because some of the questions that I thought were easy, later on when I introspected, I thought probably I goofed up there.
Okay.
That's why overall my score has been like really good in couple of topics, but they're fair in most of the topics. So I think I was blessed or lucky enough as well to kind of clear the exam.
Okay. Okay. So now, at an overall level, if I ask you if you can give 3 tips from your experience, how to clear the SCR exam, so what would that be?
Yeah, so things that actually worked out for me, that's what I'm gonna share. Okay, I think what worked out for me was I had read the entire textbook at least 2 or 3 times, given that 2 attempts in the past, one which I could not give the exam and one where I did not clear. So that worked out for me. Two, throughout the year, I was reading, I was listening to your videos while I was driving, and there were other things such as reading the question bank and the textbook. Those things actually helped me a lot. And third, most important thing was sometimes you feel a little overwhelmed with the topic or the concept. So the way I thought to kind of ease it out was also looking at the videos, but also look at other materials available on the internet, such as the TCFD website, which has knowledge base certification courses free available. Again, Coursera has some free available courses, as well as United Nations, UN, basically. They have their climate change learn program. Again, there are many certification courses. So as I thought about appearing for those, it helped me a lot in my SCR preparation because the topics were more or less covered, correlated, same topics
Right.
covered in a different format, different way of transitioning into the learning experience. So I think all of that put together helped me clear the SCR exams. But again, I think the foundation was reading the textbook, solving as many questions as I could, um, uh, from Fintelligent as well as GAR, and these exams which had various questions. So all of that put together actually
Right.
helped me across the exam.
Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. So thank you, Natraj. I mean, thank you very much for sharing your journey about clearing the exam, helping others. Now, new students who are going to be preparing for the exam, they will get motivation. They will get the idea of, okay, what is the actual exam? And they will be better prepared for the exam. So thank you very much for sharing your journey and talking to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh sir. I think one more time, I'm deeply humbled and grateful to you as well. Your notes, your videos, and your question bank helped a lot, uh, especially when I was struggling with my personal losses. I think you were very humble enough to kind of grant me access for one more cycle, and I'm deeply grateful for that. I think that is also one of the main reason why I could clear the exam. So thank you
Thank you.
for the bottom.
No problem.